Well, all right, folks. Here we are. In my limited technology on my dummy device here, my cell phone. Back again. My name's Bill Hoy. I'm back again with another video. How long has it been? It's been about 6 months ago was my last video. That was about natural law, and I did 2 other videos on climate engineering. And today's video is going to be I Want to Be Free. And I think this is very important, to talk about, because a lot of people don't even know what true freedom is. A lot of people don't even know what rights really are and where they come from. First, I'd like to start by talking about the esoteric meaning known by a few, at least at the time, and actually still now, esoteric truths that are in the U.S. Constitution. And I think it is the preamble. There's also some of these truths in that refer to, I'm referring to the natural laws of the universe, of human behavior and morality that are listed in the Declaration of Independence as well. Really, you want my opinion, we should have just stuck there. That would have been good enough. But in the preamble of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, it talks about where rights come from, what they are and where they come from. And I explained this a little bit in the natural law seminar. Once again, I'll review it that, rights, first thing, a right is defined as an action that doesn't harm another sentient being. Second, where rights come from, this is listed. Our own founding fathers of this country wrote this down. And it's just a shame that you try to talk to some people about the natural laws of the universe and natural rights and stuff like that, and they'll be, I've been mocked. People, act like, you try to explain that there are natural laws in the universe that are immutable and inalienable, and they'll do stupid things like, woo, hocus pocus, wave your magic wand. And I just want to say before I start this that if you're one of those people, you're a jerk off, okay? Because these natural rights absolutely exist. They're true, and our founding fathers of this country, the United States, wrote them down. And I said, what is a right? And also, I said I was going to review that these rights, are immutable, inalienable birthrights, meaning you're born, these rights are yours. Endowed by creation, that's where they come from. Rights are birthrights. You're born and you have these rights. And then where do these rights come from? They come from creation, natural law. If you want to say, God or whatever, when I refer to a God, I don't mean like some, religious, some white man with a big beard sitting up in the sky. I'm referring to how creation works, all the feedback loops that go on this planet, the Earth. Excuse me. So, sorry folks, I'm trying to get a lot of information into a short period of time here, because with my limited technology so far, which I need to improve on, I don't have a lot of time to get all this stuff out. So, let's talk a little bit about, once again, these esoteric truths. Like I said, the title is I Want to Be Free. And I want my rights acknowledged. And unfortunately, that's not what's happening. And many people just want to blame these politicians. No, blame yourself. Blame yourself. Because these politicians are just actors in a play. We're the ones that carry out the violation of our rights, and we're the ones that surrender our rights. And of course, we raise our children to become order followers who will also further violate these rights as a part of their jobs to earn their paychecks and their pension or whatever. Folks, I want to talk about the founding fathers of this country. Okay. And say what you want about the founding fathers. All right. Say, many people say, oh, they were hypocrites. Yeah, they definitely contradicted themselves in many of their sayings. Oh, they were slave owners. Yes. A lot of them did own slaves at periods of time or all the time or whatever. The whole time they were drafting the Constitution, whatever. And yes, our founding fathers were involved in the destruction of the Native American peoples and stuff like that. However, what's different about the founding fathers of the United States is that they wrote down esoteric truths. And to my knowledge, I think that was the first time that these truths have ever been displayed to large numbers of people. These truths were only known by small groups of people, and I'm not even sure if these truths were even written down. Most of the time, it was just passed on by word of mouth. These were what's called occulted teachings, occulted meaning hidden. Up to the point of the founding fathers making people aware of, hey, there's something called natural law, and that human beings don't have the right to rule over other human beings, and rights are not granted by governments or kings. Rights are ours. We have them. We're born with them, and they're endowed to us by creation. And that was, the founding fathers must have upset a lot of people, because those were things that many of these, I guess, people who were basically running the world at the time, the royals and, the kings and stuff, didn't want people to know. They didn't want people to know these things. And the founding fathers put it on display for all to see. And that's something that's one of the most amazing things that's ever happened to this world. And once again, like I said in the natural law thing I did, they didn't have to write these things down. These laws are just, they exist. You don't need to write them down. It's not, that's what a lot of people think. A lot of people think they wrote these, amendments down in the Constitution, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the likes, because they were making these rules. Once again, I went over this in the natural law seminar. Not seminar, I'm sorry. It wasn't a seminar. It was the last video. But they let the cat out of the bag. And here we are, hundreds of years later, not even following these laws, destroying these laws. I mean, we, the American people ourselves, are absolutely systematically dismantling the Constitution. Many of us doing it joyfully. See, once again, the title of this video, I want to be free. I want to be free. What does that mean? Well, it means that I don't need a ruler to govern me. I know the truth. I know natural law. I practice natural law. I don't harm people. I got other things along the lines to work on. I'm not saying that I'm, walking on water or anything like that. I got a lot of things to work on. But I can tell you this with 100% certainty, I don't harm anybody, and I don't wish to harm anybody. And I don't advocate for someone else to harm someone to benefit me. I'm a moral person. I'm much more moral than most. I'm doing pretty good. I'm working to align my life completely with natural law, and I'm doing pretty good. And I want to be free. And I don't want to be ruled. I don't want to pay somebody's taxes. I don't want to be forced, conscripted to do certain things. Say say jury duty. I mean, if I want to participate in the judging of someone, I don't want to I don't want to be threatened to do it. I want to do it because I want to do it. Um, I want to live in a true free society. And I'm going to tell you, folks, in a true free society, there's no need for prisons. And every man, woman, and child should have a firearm. Hold on one second. It's my annoying telemarketer calling me. Would like to be free from that as well. Wouldn't mind being free from that. Like I said, you heard what I said. I said no prisons, and every man, woman, and child, within reason, if you want to. I mean, not going to want to force anyone to carry a gun. I mean, if you don't want to, don't. But, I would suggest you do. And that's the kind of society I would want to live in. And you know what? Many people say, well, there'd be a lot of violence and stuff. And you know what? I'll take it. Really. I'll take it. As long as myself and my family members possess the effective means to defend ourselves, I'll take it. I'll take it. And if somebody kills us, they kill us. So be it. At least I die free. I'd rather die free than die a slave. And, that comes down to the fact that, I want to be free and not safe. And it's a shame that the truth about, most American men, of course, men around the world, but I'm just going to speak for America because that's where I'm from. Most American men are cowards who would rather give up. They would abdicate their responsibility to defend themselves and their family to someone else and give up their rights at the same time because they want to be safe, because they want to live lives of leisure. These cowards out here that, they don't want to have to worry about terrorists attacking them while they're playing golf or while they're out on their boats or whatever, And it's total cowardice. And you know what? You know what I say? What are people afraid of? The terrorists? Bring them on, man. Bring on the terrorists. As long as I have the effective means to defend myself, I'll fight them. I'll fight them. Bring on, who else are these so-called enemies that we have, that we Americans have? And really, sorry folks, that was my clock acting weird. But, I'm not saying that I'm not afraid of like terrorism happening or like the MS-13s. Ooh, the MS-13s. I mean, are the MS-13s scary? Yeah, they're scary. But as long as I got the effective means to defend myself, if the MS-13s want to attack me, then I'll fight them. I'll fight them as long as I have the effective means to defend myself. And that's what freedom is. Because people don't understand that freedom. People just want to live lives of leisure, kick their feet up and be free. And I'm not saying that in a free, if we lived in a free society that you can't enjoy times of your life. Of course you can. But freedom is constant vigilance. Freedom is constant vigilance. And, in a free society, it's all of our jobs to make sure that our rights are being observed and that we're observing others' rights and true rights, real rights. Not bogus rights. I'm not going to go into all that. But here, I want to touch on this. Like I said, I don't need someone to rule over me. I can rule myself. I've said this a little bit before. I can rule myself. I can govern myself. And many people, are scared. They think, well, others can't govern themselves. Well, you know what? That's what guns are for. And we don't need prisons. We don't need prisons. because natural law will naturally deal with criminals. In a society that's armed, it's not going to be easy for a criminal to prey on people, because every person they encounter to try to violate their natural law rights, they're going to get resistance. And in a true free society where everyone is responsible for defending themselves and they carry the means to do that, eventually someone wanting to do harm to people is going to meet their maker. And people say, well, aren't you concerned about, something happening to your children or something? Something could happen to them now. But in a free society where my children can carry firearms to defend themselves, if an attacker comes up to them, let's say like like a 12, 13, 14-year-old girl or something like that, a little girl, she has the effective means to defend herself, to herself. An attacker comes up, she can meet him with equal force. Whereas if the little girl is unarmed, it's it's like nothing for a grown man to snatch up a little girl. It's a whole lot different of an animal when that little girl's got a weapon, a firearm. Now you're talking a whole different ball of wax. And once again, a free society where a child has a firearm, say 12, 13, 14-year-old girl has a firearm to defend herself from an attacker, maybe the attacker meets up with her and they both fire at each other, use equal force, and maybe the little girl loses, but at least that little girl dies right there. Instead of being snatched up, abducted, and who knows what could happen to him, raped, trafficked, who knows? At least that child dies right there. And you know what? If that's my kid, I'll take it. I'll take it. Give it to me all the way. I want to be free. I don't want to be safe. And I'm not saying that you can't be safe in a free society. But once again, the founding fathers laid the foundation for true freedom on this land and really in the world. And we don't follow it. And I want to be free. And I'm willing to do the work to make that happen. Wow. Video's still going. I'm shocked. Let me cut out now. And let's see if anybody wants to watch this video. All right, everybody. Have a nice day.